time for the bell. How many options will you sell? Fire up your platform, get ready to enter. But first, let's get the mindset centered. Hey, hey, let's go. We're not here to gamble, we're here to trade. We follow the plan, that's how we get paid. Testing, trading, have success. Find what works for you and forget the rest. Stats and probabilities is what we're about. Time to dismiss greed and doubt. Focus on the process, not the money. And the profits will flow like honey. Power Hour Live, let's start the show. Come on, trade hackers, get ready to go. 0-day options, time to make bank. Get locked and loaded, then be ready to plank. Hey!
What is up, everyone? Welcome to Power Hour Live, Tuesday, February 25th. S&P down 20. NASDAQ is down 217. Russell is down 3. Dow is up 185. Gold down 1.27. Silver down 2%. Notes and bonds are green. 10-year yield down a full 2%. Oil down over 2%. Natural gas up over 3.5%. Soybeans finished green, wheat and corn red, euro and the pound both up about 1/3%. Bitcoin off of its lows, but still down almost 7%. Futures sitting at 87,620. VIX just slightly elevated now with the bounce in stocks, but sitting at 19.34. VIX peaked today at 21.48 before retracting back down towards basically where it opened today. I've been getting slapped around a little bit today. My BICs, maybe one of my worst BIC days. I've had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 double stops. So I'm down a little over 4K on those. I had a couple of price action iron condors. One I got stopped out of without hitting any profit targets. This one I closed out early and repositioned here, which ended up being a good choice because the market was moving higher, but I got stopped out anyway. And then this one I hit 20%, and then this rip higher started happening, and I just didn't like the looks of it, so I closed it out and booked a small profit. So probably done with those today, unless we get some good consolidation here. I did put on a Wooga. Which is on the 40 puts, 55 calls. That one is out of range already. And then my one DTE from yesterday that I transformed into a downside vertical. It was looking mighty nice when SPX was down at 59.20, but now it's bounced back up to 59.66, so closer to the minimum profit potential. Let's see, calendars. Decent day for calendars. Booked a profit on my 15% on my 1-3, almost 10% on the 1-2. 7.5% on the 1-4, small 2% loser on the 2-4. Currently in a 5-7 from Friday that's up 18%. My 3-4 from yesterday is up 7%. My 2-3 is up 9%. My 1-3 from today is down a little bit. My 1-2 from today is up a little bit, up 7%. My 2-3 from today is up 4%. And then this is my Wooga, down 34 currently. Also had a 1 DTE that got stopped. I was doing my high VIX version, which has a little bit wider stop. And so I escaped the first down move. It bounced, and this little flushy wick at 10:30 Central got me. So I got stopped out of that one. So I got stopped out of a price action iron condor, stopped out of a 1 DTE, and my BICs are red. My day trading was one thing that was good. I'm still in Apple and Meta. I'm up about 1,400 currently on those. So that's been Calendars and day trading have been good. Delta neutral, if you can imagine that, of course, in this price action. Not so good today. That's it for me. Chad, how's your day?
Yeah, I mean, it's all right. Not as much trading as yesterday. So booked like $400 during day trading this morning. My one DTE got stopped, and then it bounced after it got stopped, and yeah, just it happens sometimes. Again, I talked a little bit about it yesterday, but the the amount of my loss when I do get stopped, because I was in the middle of the live stream today and I was gonna close it out, the shorts, because I do that sometimes. I've talked about that before. In a big move, like in this case, it was a down move. And I was gonna, I was a couple bucks away from my stop, and then I got about a buck away, and I was like, I was gonna go ahead and close it, but then I was in the live stream. There's just too much going on. So then it got stopped. And so then it kept, coming down, and probably would have made some back with my puts, but I ended up bouncing anyway. So how much I would have made back, who knows? But the full stop is a minus 46.80. So it's a pretty sizable loss with that $8 stop. I put on a TLC trade at 11 a.m. So that's my first one. So it's pretty late in the game to be putting it on then, but booked 20% pretty quickly. And then I got to within about 30 cents of hitting 40%, and that push up happened and stopped me out. And then of course it immediately reversed. Got some more consolidation and entered a lunchtime trade, and it got stopped on the push down, and again immediately bounced. So I was the first trade was a scratch trade, so I have one full stop, and that's all I've got for TLC right now. I did just put on a power hour trade, so I'd thought about just sitting it out the rest of the day, but I don't know. Guess call me crazy, but that it is some good back and forth action today. If you look at it, it's just the two TLC trades I put on. I was 30 cents away from hitting 40%. If you remember yesterday, two of my trades were able to hit 40%, then they got stopped. So a little bit of bad luck today, good luck yesterday. So, kind of all evens out. And then my second one just barely got stopped and then bounced. So I'm not real disappointed with my trading. If I was to look back on it, I probably would have entered on those spots that I entered. So
yeah,
then,
sometimes it's just a matter of a fraction of a
yep,
move between a winner and a stop out.
I mentioned something in my channel. If you're new to the membership or TLC trading, the last couple of days have been pretty good days to paper trade, because you can get an idea of what a full stop might look like, what a scratch trade might look like, what a 20, 40 and out might look like. So these are last 2 days are days why I recommend paper trading for a couple months, the TLC process, before just jumping in.
Yeah, if these last couple of days have been your first day trading 0 DTE iron condors, you're probably like, what the hell?
Yeah. For sure.
TPS, you're on? You on the Zoom? So your question is, I've heard this before, even with a market order, you're not getting filled on toss. I assume you're trying to trade an SPX iron condor. Is that correct? So the one thing to make sure of, a couple things. One, if you, on your paper trading account, make sure on the upper left-hand corner, if you see my screen right now, make sure it says real-time data. When you paper trade, you have to request that from TOS. So make sure that that says real-time data. If not, just click on the support, open up a little online chat, and ask them to turn on your real-time data for your paper account. So that'd be one thing. The other thing is, and I don't know that it would have been very likely today with premiums as juiced as they are, but you want to make sure that your long strikes have a bid. So if you're buying strikes far out of the money, you see these are 0 by 5, bid is 0, ask is 5 cents. So make sure that your long legs that you're trying to fill are at least 5 by 10 on the bid ask.
Yeah.
Because if one has 0 bid, it's not going to fill. The third thing is I've tried several times on the paper account and I haven't had any issues, but I've also been told that there is a known issue with TOS and their paper trading platform. So it may just be an issue that they're supposedly going to fix. So it's most likely one of those 3 scenarios.
Yeah, we had somebody ask that same question, I think last week, and they realized that I can't remember who it was, maybe MH. It was somebody new, and their wing was one of the wings on the call, I think it was the call side, was 0. That's why they weren't getting filled.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So that's always the first thing to check.
Well, SPX had that push up. Now it's just been really sideways. Kind of right at the top of this range. This 59, 70, 71 level. It's bounced off of a few times now. Still get 20 wide.
Yeah, my power hour trade I got in, it was 25 wide, and I did 20-point wings just in case a big move happens.
I'll give it another 5 minutes or so. I may get in with another Wooga-ish trade. I forgot to mention the other trade I still have on from a calendar is I put on a discretionary 6-7 put calendar that is currently up a little bit. I'll close that out by the end of the day. TPS, do you know if your Iron Condor had a 0 bid on one of the legs? I would assume that might be the issue. All right, I'm going in with another Wooga-like trade.
can't tell if this is gonna break out to the upside or if it wants to keeps getting rejected to the upside.
All right. Got in that one on the 65.70. Yeah, 65.75s. Amazon is all the way back up to almost unchanged.
Looks like she wants to go higher.
Apple has spent most of the day in positive territory. Apple's like the safe haven. When the market's crashing, just buy Apple. Crypto's getting crushed. MSTR's down 10%, Hood's down 7%, Coinbase down 6%, Bitcoin's down 6.5%. Walmart's up 3%. Oh yeah, Home Depot. Home Depot fly is looking fly. I've got an order at 550 or 450 to close one of these. One of three, but not quite hitting that yet. Why does it keep disappearing? There we go. What? The Home Depot butterfly doesn't like the risk graph today. Not sure what's going on with that. Abash, hypothetical question. What is the minimum profit percentage you could capture at 350 if you open, say, a 50 wide iron butterfly at 130 and IV remains inflated and the price closes at your show? There's a lot of hypotheticals in there, my friend.
Yeah, I was waiting for your answer on this one.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Come on, man. You could do that in your head.
I mean, what I would do is if I'm trying to estimate, I would just put it on your risk graph. You never know when the premium is going to, sometimes you get a little bounce and man, that premium just really gets sucked out, right? If it keeps going down, premiums are going to typically stay elevated. But if it's just sitting in a tight, narrow range or, kind of bouncing up and down, you're typically not going to see that. So it's just, there's really no way to answer that. Every day is different.
Looks like TPS was trying to trade a diagonal, not an iron condor. Double diagonal.
Feb 27. Okay, so it's a double calendar. Hmm. Feb 27, 28. Looks like you're trying to trade a 2-3 double calendar. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure. Have you reached out to TOS TPS? So you're on the 60-35 calls. And the 58.95 puts.
Got out of half my shorts on my power hour traded about 22% of the short strikes. So just taking off some, instead of the whole iron condor, I'm doing it just with the short strikes, just to decrease some risk.
Yeah, so that should be trading for between $12 and $12.50 right now. TPS. Between my two Wugas, anywhere between 59.75 down to 59.40 would end up being a net winner between the two. Not much, but I'm going to go ahead and close my 6-7 discretionary put calendar here. Right in at 340 out at 355. So booked a little profit on that one. As far as other stocks go, Chinese stocks up, Baba, Baidu, PDD, Home Depot, I mentioned, earnings, Rocket Mortgage. Nike. I think my 5.7 is closing. Hitting. Yes, my 5.7 just hit 20%. Nike's up, Starbucks is up, Costco's up, a lot of retail higher today. As far as big tech, Apple's the only one. TEM, uh-oh, Pelosi's hurting on this one. TEM down 16%. I mentioned MSTR. Zoom had earnings. Zoom is down over 10%. SMCI down 9.5%. Tesla down 8.5%. Tesla finally catching a little bounce off the bottom. Got down to 297, back up to 302.
40% on my power hour trade. So that's going to help.
So we had Home Depot before the open today. We've got Lowe's before the open tomorrow. Nothing really of note after the bell today. We've got Lemonade, which I wouldn't trade. Wouldn't trade any of the others. NVIDIA is the big one. It's tomorrow after the bell. Lowe's is strong today. Peaked at an all-time high of 287. It's currently down to 243. $0.20, 25 wide. That's tradable, but I think I'll pass. Hava Group. $0.30 wide on a $100 stock. Yeah, also tradable, but I'll pass.
There she goes to the upside.
There she blows. I would like to see Apple moving stronger than it is with this move. Nvidia's bouncing. Amazon's trying to go green. Microsoft trying to get up to yesterday's lows. Same with Meta. Cryptos are bouncing. MSTR, big bounce. Hood, coin.
Final two contracts stopped out on this push up.
SPX back up to yesterday's lows, trying to go red to green on the day.
So wild.
My little second Wooga's hanging on for dear life. Tomorrow is day one of G20 meetings. Got a couple of Fed speakers, one pre-market, one at 11 a.m. Central. Thursday, preliminary GDP and unemployment claims pre-market, couple Fed speakers, and then Friday, core PCE.
I got a couple calls left. I should have maybe left 5 on, but I don't know what I was thinking. If price rips up about 20 points, they could be valuable. Let's see what they do.
Well, it's definitely not out of the question.
Right. Either way, I've gained a little bit back from my full stop. So here's a case where, the long's always the question. Right now they're at 40 cents. It's the 6,000 calls. I only have 2 left. So we're talking, I lose out on 80, 90 bucks here if I don't close them out. So I'm just going to let these 2 ride.
SPX getting rejected, trying to go green. NASDAQ still down almost a full percent.
I wouldn't be surprised to see highs of day. I wouldn't be surprised to see lows of day.
Yeah.
Still 30 minutes left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Morrow, I was gonna put on a price action iron condor, but decided to just go with a 10 wide no stop version instead. So that's why I just called it a Wooga-ish. Elliot, how's the VIX today? This might be my worst VIX day so far. I don't believe you. Yeah, this is the worst possible price action you can imagine for VIX. Double stop central. Yeah, I feel like I did well today managing risk and just a couple little tweaks based on price action, kept my risk managed well. But I mean, my VIX are just my normal scheduled tranches. So I didn't really intervene on them. I did add one additional tranche, which is one of the few that didn't get double stopped. But yeah, just ugly price action. Yeah, I had quite a few days where I kind of had that feeling last year. I talked a little bit about it on one of my recent podcast episodes and really it specifically as it relates to how I'm day trading now, where I've never I feel very in control, specifically around, managing risk. Whereas, if I'm just trading a back test, it's just like, put it on, stay mechanical. And then, every once in a while that you have a day like this and you're like, just you feel numb, you don't feel in control. So yeah, I get it. And I don't necessarily feel that way today, but so Faz, it goes on as a full iron condor. I automate it in TAT, so it actually goes on as two separate verticals, but they go on at the same time. So it's an iron condor, and then each side is managed. Each vertical is managed separately.
Well, I was able to keep it a small red day for TLC. If we don't get a push up here, and these two long calls just expire worthless. My power hour trade would have got me $850 back, minus 1,575 on 3 TLC trades. So
Yeah, Faz, I traded some full iron condors as well. My price action iron condors. Those didn't fare too much better. Not in this whipsaw price action. Sometimes SPX just wins, you know? Sometimes you just got to take your hat off and say, touche, SPX, touche. I'll be back. I will be back. Well, my second Wuga is nice and centered. Crypto stocks and Bitcoin are still bouncing.
just closed out my final 2 calls. Doesn't look like this is going to bounce. Yeah, as I say, this down move has to be helping the old Wuga.
Second one, it's now pushing towards the lower break even. My first one is almost back to break even. So between the two, dead center, almost. Apple coming down to unchanged now. Nvidia coming down, Tesla coming back down. Yeah, I did a duck. Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about looking at a portfolio margin trade. Haven't done any PM trades in a while. We keep getting these little spikes of volatility. Which for PM trades would be good, right? Get the spike and then a quick contraction. Oh, I did put on a VXX trade today. Put on a VXX, VRR, and an iron duck. So I did the VRR in the March 21 cycle. So that is, what is that? 24 DTE. The VXX starts contracting below 40. Should be able to start scaling out of that depending on how quickly it would happen. Put on a duck with 21 days to expiration. Twenty minutes till the bell, 10 minutes till MOC. My first Wooga is back in action.
Never count them out, right?
What's that?
Never count them out, right?
No.
Yeah, never count them out.
Never count the Wooga
Just
out.
never know.
Assume butterflies are cheap. Yeah, 60 butterfly. Well under $1, maybe 70 or 80 cents. Amazon chopping around unchanged. Coinbase MSTR crypto stocks kind of rolled over a little bit. So did Bitcoin. My financial juice audio. Get ready for MOC here in about 7 minutes. U.S. and Ukraine agreed to terms on a minerals deal. It stayed in this right above the expected move, this 59.45 up to 59, call it 59.79. It's kind of just waffling in between those levels since really before noon. Amazon pushing through highs of day. Tesla still near lows of day. Zelensky plans to travel to Washington on Friday to meet Trump, according to two sources. Zelensky coming to the White House on Friday to meet with Trump. So gave a little bit back on Apple and Meta. One moving near the upper break even, one is near the lower break even. check the price of these butterflies as we get closer to the end of the day, but it's either going to be a really late entry or not at all for the Mahomes fly. About 90 seconds till MOC. Apple going red, Amazon going green. MOC in a little over 10 seconds. $344 buy side. Tiny. Well, if we could ping pong and back and forth a little bit and hit profits on both Wugas, that would be ideal. I just let them both expire. 2 contracts each would be for a whopping $190 profits. $60 butterfly. Looks like it may be trading for just over $1, maybe $1.20. Actually got strike conflicts in both of those accounts, so I will not be trading Mahomes today. Not sure it'll get a fill till the last second anyway. Oh, my first Wooga just hit 50%. The one on my screen right here, yeah, this is the first one I did. And then this is the second one. So then together they look like this. So as long as we stay above 40, the green between the two. Five minutes to go. SPX coming down towards that expected move area. Just the bottom of the range it's been on for the last 3 hours. 4 hours. Probably be getting filled on a 55 fly right now. Or maybe close. I've got conflicting strikes here, so I'm not entering. Back up to 58. A little under 3 minutes. You got in the 55 fly. It could be close to getting locked on this bounce up to 60. 1 minute to go. SPX at 59.59. Calendar is all green going into tomorrow. 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3, all green. Five seconds to go. And there is the bell. 59.55.36. 59.55.36. All right, all. That is a wrap. Chad will be streaming live at the open for day trading tomorrow morning. We will be back for Power Hour. There's a chance that both of us, I'm going to be traveling Thursday and Friday, and there's a chance that Chad will be too. So I'll update the calendar, but we may have to skip live streaming on Thursday and Friday, but we'll let you know once our schedules shake out. All right, all. Everybody have a good night. Talk to you soon.